Okay, so Argentina CryptoGate, like, wow, right?
Yeah.
This LIBRA thing, like, honestly, when I first heard about it, I was like, is this even real? This is like straight out of a movie or something.
Right.
It's wild. So, okay, for our listeners today, we're going to really do a deep dive into this whole crazy situation with Argentina's CryptoGate.
All right.
We're going to untangle this whole mess. A cryptocurrency endorsed by the president explodes in value and then crashes, leaving thousands of investors high and dry. But it's not just about the money, though, right?
No, absolutely not.
This thing has turned into a full-blown political earthquake. It's shaking President Javier Milei's administration, to its core.
Yeah.
So let's start with, the basics. How do we even get here?
Well, it all started on Valentine's Day, ironically.
It's February 14th, right?
Yeah, President Milei, this big libertarian, he goes on social media and endorses this brand new cryptocurrency called LIBRA.
LIBRA, right?
And, nobody could have predicted what happened next.
No, I know, right? It's like instant chaos.
LIBRA, skyrocketed in value.
Yeah, it went from practically nothing to over $5.
Within an hour.
It's insane. And then just as quickly it crashed.
85% drop.
85% just gone. Vanished. Poof.
Yeah. And you can imagine what that did to the 74,000 investors who jumped on that bandwagon.
They're probably like, wait, what just happened?
Right. It was like a classic rug pull.
A rug pull. So for people who aren't, super familiar with the crypto world, can you explain, what a rug pull is?
Yeah. So basically it's a scam where the creators, they artificially inflate the value of a cryptocurrency, to attract all these investors. And then once they've got them hooked, they just pull out their own investments.
So they just vanish and the whole thing collapses.
Exactly. The price plummets and all those investors, they're left holding the bag.
And so, it makes you wonder, is it possible President Milei was, unknowingly endorsing the scam?
That's the million-dollar question, right? Milei is saying he was totally unaware of all the details of the project. And as soon as he realized what was going on, the potential for disaster, he deleted his endorsements. But it does make you wonder, right? How could he not have known, especially given, his whole libertarian stance and being such a big supporter of decentralized finance?
Yeah, it does seem kind of strange, right? He's supposed to be Mr. Crypto?
Exactly.
Right.
And of course, his political opponents are having a field day with this.
Oh, yeah. They're not letting him off the hook, that's for sure.
Oh, not at all. Union por la Patria, the main opposition alliance, and some big names like Christina Kirchner, who's a former president, by the way.
Right, a huge figure in Argentine politics.
Exactly. They're all calling for his impeachment. They're accusing him of fraud.
Wow.
They're demanding a full political trial. It's gotten so serious that there are even complaints being filed with the U.S. Department of Justice and the FBI.
This is some serious stuff.
Yeah. This is not just some small-time financial scandal. It's a major political crisis.
And, it makes you think, what does this mean for Milei's presidency? His whole economic agenda was built around, free market principles and attracting foreign investment. And now this CryptoGate thing is overshadowing everything.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
This scandal has just totally derailed his plans.
Yeah.
It's damaging Argentina's international reputation at the worst possible time.
Right, because they're in desperate need of economic aid and an IMF loan.
Yeah. And on top of all that, he's got these super important meetings coming up in Washington.
Oh, yeah. He's supposed to be meeting with key players in the international finance world.
Exactly. And with this scandal hanging over his head, it's gonna be tough.
Will anyone even take him seriously?
It's hard to say, right? International finance, it's all about trust and stability.
And this whole CryptoGate thing is totally shattered that.
Yeah, but then again, Milei's government is still pretty new.
True.
There might be a chance he can convince international leaders that this was just a one-time mistake.
So it's kind of like a wait-and-see situation.
It's just wild to think, this whole thing started with just a few social media posts.
Right.
And now it's, spiraled into this huge international incident. It really shows you the power of, the internet and social media.
And cryptocurrencies.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
CryptoGate, it's really exposed the risks of governments getting involved in these volatile markets.
Definitely. It makes you wonder, could this be a turning point in how governments approach cryptocurrency regulation?
Absolutely. I think it's very possible that this whole situation could force governments all over the world to rethink their approach to crypto.
Right. Maybe they'll start implementing stricter controls.
Yeah, more scrutiny of digital assets in general.
It's almost like a cautionary tale.
Right.
Cryptocurrencies, they have the potential to be amazing, but they also come with a whole lot of risk.
Exactly. And, when you think about it, It's kind of ironic that it's a self-proclaimed libertarian president like Milei who's at the center of this whole crypto scandal.
Right. It makes you wonder, like, what does this mean for the future of digital assets, especially when governments are involved?
That's a great question to leave our listeners with.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Definitely.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Argentina's Cryptogate. It's been a wild ride.
Sure.
And we'll be back soon to unpack more complex and fascinating stories from the world of global politics and finance.
Sounds good.
See you next time.
Take care.